In today's video, we'll look at using Python to mask and composite images. This can be really useful if you have to bulk process thumbnails or product mockups that all have a similar format. So this is something I had to do recently, and I thought it'd be an interesting topic for a tutorial. So let's look at the steps we want to go through. First, what we'll do is use Python to load an image here. We'll apply a mask to it, and then we'll get a result of a transparent image. Next, we'll take that transparent image and we'll composite it on top of a different background here. So we'll take these two images and put them together. And finally, we'll look at how we can do this in bulk. So if you have lots of images in the same format, you can create lots of mockups this way. Now to give you some idea of what I was going for, here's a product mockup we have here. You can see it just has a boring white background. But when you're doing a print-on-demand store or some other type of product, it's very common to have multiple thumbnails that are exactly the same. So for example, if I look at these other mockups, notice how the shape of the model is exactly the same. This means if we figure out a way to mask out one image, we can easily use it on the others. Now I should mention right up front that if you only have to do this for one image, it doesn't make sense to use a programming language to do it. You should just use some graphics tool like Affinity Photo, GIMP, or Photoshop. But this is a useful technique if you want to programmatically go through dozens or hundreds of images that are very similar. Let's start by creating a Python file that can display our image. I'm on Windows and I'll use VS Code, but you can use any Python program you like. So I'll make the directory here. Let's call it image demo. We'll go into that directory, and then I'll open it in Visual Studio Code. Let's create a basic script file here, new file. Call it script.py. I'll paste the basic program here. Now something I like to do is create an environment for my projects. This means that any packages we install will be just limited to this one project. It helps keep our system relatively clean. So I'll do that with view, command palette, and I'll say Python create environment. I'll create VNV here. And it takes a few seconds to create the environment. Let's also select the interpreter. I'll go to View, Command Palette, select the interpreter. I'll choose this one here. And let's run the program here. So I'll run it. And we get our output. Now the library we want to install is called pill. That's this library here. Depending on what system you're on, you'll have to run a separate command. The pill library is what it was called in the early 2000s. Then it got renamed to Pillow. So we'll install it as Pillow here. Let's run this. It's downloaded. And now just to remind you what an environment does, if I expand my environment here, if I look under the lib, you can see pill and pillow are installed. So let's delete this. Now let's bring one of these image files into our project. We can do that just by dragging it into our project here. So I'll just drag it in there. Now if I go back to VS Code, you can see the file is here. So let's go back to our script. Let's add in the code to open this file. And it's quite simple. It's just image.open. And then you pass in the file name here. And I assigned it to the variable called mockup. And then we can say mockup.show. So let's run it. And we're displaying our image here in some default image viewer. So I'll close this. Now if you want, you can also use context managers to open this file. That's when you use the with command. And it tends to be more robust and handle errors better. So that's what I recommend if you're making a bigger program. But for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to try to keep things more simple. But this is what you could use if you want to do that way. So I'll delete this. Let's put this back in. Now let's talk a bit about masking. A mask can be used to hide part of an image. And in this example, I'm going to manually create a mask. Then I'm going to export it as a file that we can use in our Python program. Now I'll use Affinity Photo to create a mask, but any modern image editor can do it. You can use GIMP for this or Photoshop. So what I'll do is I'll use a selection brush. I'll select my person here. You can see it just automatically selects them. Does a pretty good job of it. Unselect some of the white space there. Now Affinity has a button called Refine, which can help clean up your selection a little bit. I'll click that here. I won't go into this in too much detail, but I can click and drag the edges and it'll clean it up a little. It's really nice for hair and things like that. Go around here. Now I'll output it as a mask. So I'll output the mask here. I'll click apply. And you can see the background is removed. But importantly, the way it's removed is that we've created a mask here. So if I toggle off the mask, the background is still there. It's not a destructive operation. Now let me alt click on the mask so we can see exactly what it does. When you have a mask, the black part of the mask will hide the content below it. So you can see this black part is hiding all of that background. And the white part will preserve your image. And levels of gray will be some level of transparency in between. So let me duplicate this for a second. If I take this mask, let me paint a gray line through it. I'll do this. You can see this is what the gray line did there. It's semi-transparent. So this kind of gives you an idea of how masks work. But of course we don't want to do a gray line like that. I'll just delete that. And I'll keep this old mask here. Now what I want to do is take this mask and export it as a black and white image. It's a little bit convoluted in Affinity, but basically what I want to do is go to Channels. I'll right click on this alpha here. And I'll say create a grayscale layer. This isn't terribly important for what we're doing. It's just kind of a program specific thing. So now I actually have this pixel raster layer here. And I'll just export it as a regular PNG image. So I'll say File, Export. I want to make it PNG, Export. And let's put it in our project code here. So it's the image demo. I'll call it mask. And I'll say save. So if your only goal was to mask out one image like this, I recommend just using a graphics program like Affinity Photo or GIMP or Photoshop. But the key point here is that we want to do this for perhaps hundreds of photos in this same exact format. Just to show you how you can manually do it, if I copied this mask, if I go to this other image, if I paste the mask in, it fits perfectly and removes that background. Same thing with this one. So our goal is to do this programmatically so we don't have to manually go through all these files. So let's go back to VS Code. I have the mask here. You can see this is what the mask looks like. Let's go back to our script. Now we can load the mask just like any other image. I'll paste some code in here. And just like before, we're using the image.open operation to open the mask. But there is one other step we have to do. And that's that we need to convert it to a grayscale image. That's what this L here does. Even though we saved our image as a black and white PNG, it might not technically be a grayscale image. So what we're doing is we're enforcing that setting here. Sometimes you may get lucky and not need this for a black and white image, but I don't recommend relying on luck. So just always enforce this conversion here. And then notice that you want to assign it back to itself. It doesn't change it in place. So let's run it and see if it displays our mask. So I'll run this. And you can see the mask gets displayed. So I'll close. Let's get rid of these shows here. Now we just need to apply the mask to our original mockup image. And the code to do that is just one line. We can take our original mockup image, say put alpha, and then pass in the mask. So if we run this and it works correctly, we should get an image with the background removed. So I'll run it. And here's our transparent image that we made programmatically. Now let me close this. Now earlier I told you this L value was really important. Let's just look at the error you get when you change it to something else. So let's say this image came in as RGBA. So I'll run the script. And you can see this is the error we get. And the important part is this value error message down here. It says illegal image mode. That's because the mask needs to be grayscale. So I'll change it back to L. I'll run it. And it works again. Now, by the way, this is also a good time to show you how to save a file. So down here after mockup show, I'll say mockup.save. And I can just give it a name, output.png. Let's run it. So this is our show command. Let's close this. Over here in my file structure, I have output.png, and I have a file version of it. Now let's talk about compositing. This is where we take one image and put it on top of another. So here I created a different background for my thumbnail. This is just an example, but perhaps it's something we want to put behind our model. Let's place our transparent image and see how we want to position it. So once again, I'm in Affinity Photo, but you can do this in any graphics program. Let's select File, Place. I'll select this transparent mockup here, and I'll move it into position. So perhaps I want it somewhere around there. So first I'll just copy this background image into my project here. So I'll have it off to the side. So if I go back into VS Code, I have my background here. So there's the file. Let's go back to our script. As we did before, we just want to use a simple open command. So I'll say background equals image.open, background.png, matches my file name over here. I'll do background.show just to make sure we actually have it. Let's run. There it is. So now remember our mockup is now this transparent image. What we want to do is resize it. Let's put in the command to do that. Very conveniently, it's called resize, and I just pass in this structure here with the new size, 100, 100. Note again that we have to reassign mockup to itself here when we resize it. Now I use these values 100, 100 just as placeholders. What do we want the value to actually be? Well, let's go back to Affinity Photo and check it out. So I'll open up Affinity Photo here. Now if I select the image that I placed, in this program, there's a transform tab down here, and it tells me the size that I've scaled it to. So if I change the size here, notice how it changes over here. So I'll scale it up. So it looks like I've scaled it to about 2157. So let's go back to VS Code. Let's call it 2157. And that will be our new size. Now we want to paste it on top of our background. So I'll put in some code here to do that. First, we want to set the paste position. Then on our background object, we call the .paste method. We pass in our mockup and our paste position, and then we have to pass in the mockup again afterwards. I'll explain why we do that in a bit. So let's do this again and let's show it. Let's remove the background show. We'll show it at the very end. So again, what we've done is we've resized our mockup, we've opened our background, we've chosen the paste position for the mockup, and then we've pasted it into the background, and then we'll show it. So let's run it. And here we have our results. Now I didn't actually set the correct paste position. So let's go back to Affinity Photo here. This image here, you can see it's off to the side. That's what I want. Let's put it like right there. So I can see it's 372.5. That could just be 373. And minus 54.5, let's say minus 55. So let's put these values in our program. Minus 373, minus 55, 373, minus 55. And yes, we can have negative numbers. That's perfectly fine. We can have our starting top left corner be off of the canvas. Let's run it again. And now we have it correctly positioned. Now when we do this paste command, I said we have to put the mockup again at the end. That's going to add a masking operation, so it's going to preserve the transparency. I'll show you what happens if I take that out. Let's remove this, and then let's run it. You can clearly see it didn't respect the opacity of our image here. So the background was just pure black, and then these semi-transparent pixels on the edge became white. So that alpha information got lost. So that's why you have to use the image's transparency again as the final parameter. So let's put it back in, mockup, let's run it. And now it looks fine. Now let's look at how to do this in bulk. And really all we have to do is just enumerate our input file names, and then just apply the mask to each of them and composite them onto a new background and save it. So I've created this array here with the file names. And just to remind you what these are our mockups like this. I've opened the mask file here. Remember to convert it to grayscale. And then I just enumerated over the file names. I use start equals 1 to just make the counter start at 1 so I could add it to the file name down below. But other than that, I just open up each file, apply the mask to it. I open the background again, we resize our mockup, we position it, we paste it onto the background, and then we print it out. So let's run the program here, and it's done processing. Now I have our 3 output files here, so let's get output 1, that version, output 2, that version, and output 3, that version. So if you're trying to bulk create thumbnails, this is a really easy way to do it. You can save a lot of manual effort. And like I said, if you're doing it for just one file, probably you want to use a graphics program. But I recommend scripting it if you're doing more. If you want to see more Python videos, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.